warning contains spoilers for Requiem's first series. On the surface, the BBC and Netflix's spooky drama Requiem has a simple premise to creep out viewers. Created by Chris Mxer, it follows talented cellist Matilda, Lydia Wilson, who, after the suicide of her mother, realizes that she had a box filled with press clippings about the mysterious 1994 disappearance of toddler Caris Howell in the fictional Welsh town of Penllynedd, leading Matilda to visit the town to find out why. Advertisement. Continue reading below. At the end of the first episode, Matilda reveals that she believes she is Caris, so you'd assume that the whole series would be about proving that, while skirting around one major plot hole, but the truth turns out to be much weirder and more complicated. Massive spoilers ahead for the whole series. You have been warned. So it turns out that Matilda is indeed Caris, and her mother Janice Gray, Joanna Scanlon, is really a police officer called Mary McEwen who took Caris from Penllynedd in 1994 and assumed the identity of a dead woman. While we're not 100% clear on the circumstances that led to Mary taking Caris, we do know that she was aware of the weird cult in Penllynedd and likely discovered that they had taken Caris, so her subsequent abduction was to save Caris. Why didn't she just take her back to her real mother Rose, Claire Rushbrook? Because she feared that Rose was in on the cult too. And here's where it gets complicated. Advertisement. Continue reading below. Back in 1994, Caris was taken by Sylvia, Tara Fitzgerald, Stephen, Brendan Coyle, Ewan, Nick Hobbs, and the Sattlows, Simon Kuntz and Pippa Haywood, because they were trying to bring an archangel, a shard of the divine, into the world. They had taken a previous child, but he ended up dying from too much sedative and they buried his body in the caravan park, so they turned their attention to Caris. Mary obviously interrupted their plans and the cult also realized a mistake in their plan. They thought the child had to be pure of heart, but they had to come with pure heart. So when Matilda/Caris is tricked into going to Dean House by Stephen to save her stepbrother David, she is coming of her own accord, of pure heart. And after Sylvia pretty much blackmails her, she decides to enter the walkways below the mansion to carry out their wishes. Here, Matilda/Caris is taken over by the Archangel and collapses. It's been in her all the time, just below the surface, unable to rise up to take control. All we've done is complete what we started 23 years ago. We've released it, Sylvia helpfully explains to the rest of the group, which includes Ewan's nephew Nick, James Freshville, who had been blackmailed into helping them out. Only they might have wished they'd left the Archangel where it was. As we see Matilda/Caris wake up, be a bit creepy with Nick and, in a later flashback, brutally stab someone. By the time PC Graves, Claire Calbraith, reaches Dean House, she finds it mysteriously empty except for Matilda/Caris and David, even though everyone else's car is still there. Advertisement. Continue reading below. She tells PC Graves that she remembers nothing about what happened up to when she woke up and heard David crying. However, when she goes to the hospital bathroom, the Archangel takes control again as her eyes go black and we get a glimpse of 4 graves in the forest behind Dean House. So did she spare one of them? The smart money would be on Nick, but if Requiem gets a second series, it would make better story sense to have Sylvia survive as she's clearly the cult leader. Or maybe Matilda/Caris just couldn't be bothered to dig 5 graves and doubled up in one. Of course, that's not the only thing that needs explaining from the finale, as after Hal went missing at the end of episode 5, he shows up in the middle of a field, bloodied, naked and eating a bunch of sheep. He ends up at Trudy's, Sean Reese Williams' house and it seems he knows more about Matilda/Caris than he's let on, telling Trudy it's too late, and when she later tries to contact Matilda/Caris, she ignores her call. The finale does focus on the fact that both the ritual and Hal's reappearance happen on a full moon, so the simple solution would be that Hal is a werewolf, which clearly could exist in a world where archangels are running amok. should Requiem come back for a second run, and creator Chris Mxer did conceive it as a two-part story. The main thing that remains unclear is exactly why the cult wanted to bring an archangel into the world in the first place, and for what purpose. Because it surely wasn't to murder them all. Requiem Series 1 is available on BBC iPlayer. Want up-to-the-minute entertainment news and features? Just hit like on our Digital Spy Facebook page and follow on our @DigitalSpy Twitter account, and you're